the three women who stayed with Jesus until the end. Beloved brothers, we must not begin at the cross. We must look at the human heart from its origin, where faithfulness and fragility were already in tension. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, we read, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Notice this carefully. The Hebrew word azer, translated as helper, does not imply weakness, but strength, one who supports, who intervenes, who remains when others fail. And here a question arises that we must face. Why, at the most critical moment of Jesus' ministry, were it precisely these women who remained? Imagine for a moment the entire story. From the beginning, humanity was designed to walk in relationship, in mutual support. But with the fall, that relationship fractures. Fear enters, betrayal appears, and faithfulness begins to disappear. Observe this. What we see at the cross is not accidental. It is the revelation of what truly exists in the human heart under pressure. And here is the key. When everything breaks, only what has been truly transformed remains. Now I need to show you how this unfolded in history, and what comes next will surprise you. And it is in this setting that we encounter the first of these women, Mary, the mother of Jesus. Notice what the biblical account says in John chapter 19, verse 25. Near the cross of Jesus stood his mother. Let us pause here. This is devastating. A mother watching the suffering of her son, unable to intervene, unable to stop the pain. Observe this, the wounded body, the heavy breathing, the visible agony. And yet, she remains. What sustains her in that moment? Here is the answer. It is not only human love, it is a faith that has been formed from the beginning, through promise, through revelation. And here is the powerful contrast. While other disciples flee, a mother stands firm. But there is something even more disturbing, and it is recorded in. Moving forward in the account, we come to the second figure, Mary Magdalene. Let us read carefully what the word says in John chapter 19, verse 25. And Mary Magdalene. Pay close attention to this technical detail. This is the same woman who was delivered, restored, transformed. And the question arises, what makes someone who was once broken remain steady in the darkest moment? At that moment, the scene is devastating. The sky darkened, the noise of the crowd, the violence of the surroundings. And yet, she does not move. Here is the key. The one who has been deeply touched by Christ develops a faithfulness that does not depend on circumstances. The Greek word diakoneo, which implies active and devoted service, reflects this kind of persistent commitment. And here is the consequence. The one who was restored now stands as a faithful witness in the most critical moment. And this is where the story turns upside down. Watch what happens next. And so we arrive at the third figure, Mary, the wife of Clopas. John chapter 19, verse 25 declares, and his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Clopas. Let us pause here. This is one of the most revealing moments. Imagine for a moment the full scene, the physical suffering of Jesus, the public rejection, the tension in the air, the real possibility of persecution. And yet, she is there. And here is the paradox. At a moment when being close to Jesus could mean danger, these women do not step back. They do not seek recognition. They do not seek safety. They remain. And here is the profound lesson. True faith is not measured in moments of comfort, but in moments of crisis. But the story does not end here. What comes next changes everything. Beloved brothers, everything we have seen so far converges at this point. These three women were not only present, they became witnesses of the fulfillment of the promise. In Luke chapter 23, verse 55, we read that they followed and saw the tomb and how his body was laid. Let us pause here. They were not only at the cross, they were there through the entire process. Observe this, the death, the burial, the silence, but also the resurrection. Here faithfulness finds its reward. Here the story is transformed. And here is the synthesis. Those who remain through the pain will also witness the glory. And this is exactly where all of this becomes urgent for your life today. If today you are going through a difficult moment, if everything feels uncertain, if fear surrounds you, this message is for you. Because the same dynamic still exists today. Many step back when the path becomes difficult, but God is still looking for hearts that remain. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 39 declares, But we are not of those who shrink back. You are not called to retreat. You are called to remain. You are not alone. The same God who sustained these women in the darkest moment is the God who can sustain you today. And so, beloved brothers, we have reached the end of this video. Thank you for staying until this point. It is from the heart that we hope this study has been a great blessing and reflection for your life. If you would like to support this ministry, the best way to do so is by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It is completely free and helps more people receive this message and be built up by the Word of God. If God allows, we will see you in the next video to continue learning, growing, and being built up together in truth. May God bless you abundantly.